Good morning, guys. It's cold. I don't even know how cold it is, but it's too cold. I am in my Jeep right now, and I got the Jeep running, and I got a little space heater right here going. I got it plugged into my generator because I got my heat lamp going for the baby goat over there. Baby goat's doing fine. I ran over there and checked. All the other goats ran off to go eat leaves and whatnot. Mama's still around, so I gave her a big pile of food. But I was going to try to film outside, but my battery's already low, and so I plugged it in here, and then this cold is killing my phone battery. So yeah, I was going to kind of walk you around and show y'all how cold it really is, but I guess it'd be kind of hard to show you how cold it is. I mean, it's iced over some spots and stuff like that, like on the trees. There were some like mushrooms growing on it, and they're all covered in ice and stuff. The water trough is literally like at least 2 inches thick of water. One of them I didn't bust up, I left it. I kind of want to see as an experiment how deep it'll get with ice. And then the other one I busted up, but as soon as you bust it up, it's like instant frozen again. It's crazy. Jacob and Alex were messaging me and texting me and stuff last night, and they're like, "You all right out there? Are you surviving?" And to be honest, I was in my sleeping bag in the micro tiny house at 6 p.m. It was cold, and I got up in there, and that sleeping bag is legit. So I got in there, and the only bad thing is I pull it up over my whole head, but then once you're in there for a minute, you need new oxygen coming in, or it starts to get really claustrophobic, and you're like, I need some air. And so I sleep with like a little thing where just like my face sticks out and I can breathe. And I fell asleep, and it was about like 9 o'clock, something like that, when I woke up and I saw they had reached out, and I was like, yeah, I'm doing good. And then instantly, I think I ended up passing out again because they reached back out, and I don't remember. So I saw it this morning, but I didn't want to, I woke up kind of early. I didn't want to text him and message him and wake him up early, so I'll message him later. But my biggest concern is that baby goat. I am very, very glad that I did the makeshift goat tarp thing, plus the logs being piled up, because I don't want the baby getting out, and it holds enough heat in there, like just enough with all the other goats, that it's fine. Unfortunately, it's supposed to get colder and colder and colder. They said on Sunday or Monday in my area we're predicted like 10 to 15 inches of snow or some crazy stuff like that. And oh my gosh, I thought I wasn't liking it. Now it's supposed to get colder and a ton of snow. So this is interesting. It's going to be real interesting how things play out. This is one of those times that I really start to question, why do I live this way? Why in the world would anyone want to live in a freaking micro tiny house and all that stuff? I slept in a tent. Even though I don't think it got this cold last year, but then I was like, you know what? Maybe I really need to push the envelope here. I mean, I am a YouTuber, and that's what YouTubers do. They do dumb things for views. Maybe I need to come up with a plan to really almost die. Not on purpose. Well, it'd be kind of on purpose because I'd be doing it, but maybe I should test sleeping in my 0-degree sleeping bag outside in 15 inches of snow. Here's your one chance to talk me out of it, because I'm thinking about it. I think it'd be the ultimate test. I don't mind being a guinea pig, and it's gonna suck. It's gonna be so cold, but it's what life as a YouTuber is all about. It's about putting your life on the line and giving the people what they want, and willing to, I don't know, I'm really trying to talk myself up into doing this, but I probably won't, because it's already cold now. But yeah, I don't know, I just wanted to jump on here for a minute. I don't know how long it'll take to upload, but by the time it does, it'll still be cold here, so it doesn't really matter. But once I get out of here, I'm going to get back in the micro, get a fire going. The stove works. That's the thing. A lot of people, they're always like, why don't you have a fire going in the stove in your micro tiny house? I do, but it's such a cheap stove that, and I don't mean cheap like, oh, it's a piece of junk. I just mean it's not that expensive because it was meant for a tent. It's not meant to heat a whole house all night. So a fire only lasts about 2 hours. So every 2 hours, you'd have to wake up and feed it. So at that point, I'm just like, screw that. I don't want to wake up every 2 hours. I'm going to snuggle up in my sleeping bag and be good. And I know a lot of y'all think, well, what about your dogs? My dogs are fine. I actually, the last 2 nights, I've left the door cracked, not all the way shut, just enough to where the latch like stops right before. That way, the dogs know how to get out. They can push the door and get out. Well, I woke up this morning, probably like at 3. I was like, it's freaking cold. What in the world? Like, why is it this cold? And I reached down, without looking, I kind of just reached down and grabbed my water bottle, and I went to take a drink, and it was like starting to freeze over, and I was like, what in the world? And I look up, and the door's open, and Rufio and Pup are gone. They don't mind the cold. Now, Sawyer, he likes the cold. He'll be out all day, but at night, no, he likes to sleep. And one of my awesome viewers sent dog beds, and those have literally been a lifesaver because the floor of that tiny house is cold. And I put a rug down that another viewer gave me a long time ago when I was in the tent, and I put that down, and the dogs sleep on the bed, and they get real warm. Every now and again, when they're asleep, I'll just like reach under them to see how it feels, and it's warm. It's really warm. The top might be a little cold, but it's no different than me being in a sleeping bag with like my head sticking out. It's like part of me's cold, but part of me is warm. So that's fine. And the same thing with like the goats. The goats, they're in the shelter. Yeah, they're kind of cold. They're probably not sweating, but when they all sleep together, I've gone and checked, and they all like lay on top of each other. And my only fear with that is the baby goat. I don't want the baby goat to get stuck under them and they don't get up because it's too warm and it crushes the baby. But I would rather take that risk than take the risk of the goat freezing and being out. And no, here's the thing, because people have asked, I can't bring the baby goat in with me because then the mama goat freaks out, and the mama goat wants to be next to the baby, and I can't have the mama goat in with me either because they poop, and they're not like dogs. They're not gonna be like, hey, I need to go outside and poop. They just poop wherever. Trust me, I know. One time, not long ago, I think I told y'all, a goat got locked up in there on accident, and it pooed all over the floor, and I had to clean it up. Luckily, they're little balls, and it's not like Crocker poop diarrhea. And yeah, so I have to just take the risk of leaving the goat in the shelter with mama and all that stuff. And it just kind of is what it is. Mama's actually right over here coming up. You could probably hear her. She wants more food. She just came out of the shelter. I watched her. She came over here. She knows I'm here. She wants more food, so I'm gonna give her some more and do all that. But that's the reason why I can't get all the dog or the goats and stuff with me. I just can't. This is not it. Can't do it. And they're perfectly fine in there. They're proving that. And I don't know. It just kind of is what it is. So yeah, that's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump off, get the fire going, get my day going, get some coffee going, all that stuff. Go feed the goats. The rabbits doing good. I'm gonna feed them, all that cool stuff. But I just wanted to update you guys. I'm doing fine. It's just freaking cold, and it's getting colder. So see ya.